I've been stewing on these for a while. I've been wearing them for a while, testing them for a while. That way I can tell you exactly what I think about them. These bad boys right here. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? I'm Joshua and this is our channel, ScentSense. To all my loyal subscribers who continue to keep watching day after day, thank you so much. And to all you new people who are checking out the channel, maybe for the very first time and haven't decided what you want to do, or maybe you've watched a couple times and you're still undecided, just take it from Rick Astley. I'm never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and desert you. I know, you've been Rick-rolled, bro. No, halfway through my video, you're not gonna get a creepy chicken Asian statue face called Momo who's gonna tell you, cut your wrists, you must die, stick a finger in your eye. Today we'll be talking about two new releases from the house of Byron Parfums. These two fragrances were sent to me for review, my candid opinion, by the people from crystalfragrance.com. So Crystal, as always, thank you. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the first one, Oud Bourbon. So now Byron Parfums have a brand new bottle style. All they sell their fragrances in are now 50 milliliter bottles. There are a few 100 milliliter bottles out there. Crystal Fragrances do have, I think, some 100 ml bottles of 0.9 in Pirates. They no longer have any 100 ml bottles of Mula Mula. Those are actually really hard to come by. That's probably their most famous fragrance, is the one that everyone's after. But now, sadly, they come in a 50 milliliter bottle only. The bottles are really cool. It's got this little divot in the bottom, as you can see. Kind of can rest your thumb in it when you hold it, which is kind of cool for holding it while I talk about it. Looking real cool, you know, while I'm doing my review. The cap is real snug. As you can see, you can hold it by the cap, because some of you people care about that. And as always, their sprayers are pretty darn good. So as you can see, this gigantic mist of this fragrance that I've just sprayed in my face, I will definitely be able to remember exactly how it smells. I felt kind of let down when it comes to the name. I find that both of these fragrances' names are very misleading because it's called Oud Bourbon, but there's no bourbon. Side note, guys, the reason why you're probably seeing this video, and this is probably the first video you're gonna see this week, is because I was hospitalized. You're probably gonna see this video on Wednesday, and I know I've been pumping out videos 3 and 4 and 5 times a week, but I have pancreatitis. Not gonna bore you with what pancreatitis is, but just know I can never drink again, essentially. I can if I wanna risk damaging my pancreas. So you know what? I was let down by that, and I was let down by this bourbon. So pretty much, I don't get no bourbon. When it comes to this fragrance, that is literally the only place I was let down. What you're gonna get from this fragrance is a floral bouquet of neroli, violet, a little bit of sandalwood to give it a little bit of woodsiness, and of course, oud. Right on the initial blast, you're gonna smell the oud and you're gonna smell the sandalwood right away. Then the neroli and the violet and all the other floral notes will creep in. And then you're gonna get some vanilla and some musk that are gonna give it a little more roundness, that's gonna add to the sweetness of the floral notes, and you're pretty much gonna get that through the life of the fragrance. As far as projection and longevity, this fragrance is going to last a very long time. This fragrance lasted somewhere between 9 and 10 hours on my skin, and when it came to spraying it on the clothes, it was even longer. I think it was like 2 days later, and the hoodie that I was wearing at the time, I could still smell it when I picked it up off the floor. Yes, I'm not always neat, bro. I had pancreatitis, give me a break. When it comes to projection, this one has about 2.5 to 3 hours of projection, and I'm talking about fill up a room projection. After that, if somebody's in a room with you and they get about maybe an arm's length away from you, they'll still smell you. So that still projects longer than that. But when I'm talking about projection, like, hello, I'm wearing a fragrance, that lasts for about 2.5 hours. This one has a fantastic sillage, especially in colder weather. I think this will definitely work in springtime. I wouldn't push this into summer. I think this would be cloying. I think that would make this a 1, maybe 2 spray maximum, and in an AC climate controlled environment. This is one of those fragrances that I can say is a wearable oud. People often call ouds that are wearable ouds because there are so many ouds out there that smell very rough and barnyardy and smell like poop. I'm not gonna say fecal because it sounds all fantastic and fancy. It smells like actual crap, dung, poop, stinky, poopy poop. The oud in this is not overwhelmed by all the floral notes, but it's balanced by the floral notes. The oud in this is a very approachable oud. This is a very, very sweet, inviting, and almost relaxing oud. I think if you're looking for something that has a sweet characteristic, but has an earthiness and a groundedness to it, with the sandalwood and the oud and the musks that are in this, I think you'll definitely be happy with it, and you will be pleasantly surprised. So my favorite of the two, Oud Bourbon. So next up is a fragrance that let me down, and I felt like it kind of was misguiding because the name, just like the other one, but this one much worse, the Chronic. When you first hear this name, you initially think marijuana, weed, reefer, the grass. I can tell you, this does not smell anything like weed or Joe Wolf or Connor Rebuck. This smells like if Mula Mula decided to grow up, maybe diversify its portfolio, get a solid 401k, maybe buy an economy car, or maybe a station wagon for the family. This is a much more powdery, yet still sweet version of Mula Mula, in my opinion. As far as longevity and projection, this one is a lot like Mula Mula. It's going to last a long time, it's gonna project a long time, and the sillage is out of this world. For me, not really my cup of tea. So for me, I'm not a huge fan of the sweetness in this one. I feel like it's still not calmed down yet enough. I feel like if you're into Mula Mula, you're gonna definitely like this one. I think that this would be what you would wear at night. You know, kind of like L'Homme and Lana Wheat de L'Homme. This would be Lana Wheat de L'Homme to L'Homme as this is to Mula Mula. I'm not the biggest fan of Mula Mula. I know a lot of people are gonna think I'm crazy for that. I just really didn't care for it. I liked Pirates more, which kind of sounds funny because Pirates is very, very floral and sweet, but I felt like Mula Mula was just very, very sweet. As far as if I would buy this, it's a hard no for me personally. I wouldn't really be into it, but if you're into Mula Mula, if you're into sweet fragrances with a dash of maybe, you know, seniority, we'll call it, this will definitely work for you. As far as pricing, I'll go ahead and leave it on the screen below, but I'll also go ahead and leave a link to Crystal Fragrances where you can buy these and many other fragrances such as Mula Mula, Pirates, 0.9 from Byron Parfums. You can buy fragrances from houses such as Etat Libre d'Orange. You can buy from all these other great houses such as Molinard. There's Montals, there's Mancera. They have a wide variety of niche fragrances at ridiculously good prices. So if you're into blind buying, Oud Bourbon all day. If you're not into blind buying and you're trying to decide what you want to do, and you're trying to decide if you want to grab one of these two, go ahead and get a sample or a decant from crystalfragrance.com. And then once you decide you want to grab them, go to the same place you've already visited and pick these bad boys up. All right, that about does it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Go ahead and smash that notification bell. That way when my videos come out, people, you will know about it. And as always, I'll smell you later. Peace!